Hello. Final demo of NAMM. So we're going to be demonstrating Helix Stadium. I don't have a Helix Stadium on the floor here. It's actually sitting behind this music stand here, which Eric is going to be controlling. We're going to start with a little piece of music. Now we'll get into more detail. The wonderful Eric Klein will tell us all about how Stadium works and why it's so great. But whilst I play this bit of music, I think it would be interesting if you knew exactly what was happening. So I have no pedals on the floor in front of me. But in this song, you're going to hear 7 or 8 different guitar tones. So you're going to hear 3 different amp models. You're going to hear an Essex model. You're going to hear a Plexi model. I think there was a solid 100 in there. And you're going to hear delay times changing. You're going to hear reverb levels changing. It's all automated coming from Helix Stadium. The backing tracks are also in Helix Stadium as well. So we have XLRs running to the PA system, so that's where all the music's coming from, and the guitar tones are coming out of the quarter-inch jacks. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Paul Hindmarsh, everybody, making us look bad since 2010 or something. I don't
know. Long time. 2008, I think.
2000. Oh,
well,
yeah.
Not the making you look bad bit. That's how long I've worked here.
Hi, everybody. Show of hands, who owns a Helix HX product or Helix Stadium? All right. Anybody's not heard of Helix Stadium? Not familiar with it in the slightest? All right. Good. So. Helix Stadium is our brand new flagship line of guitar processors. There are 2 of them, Helix Stadium and Helix Stadium XL. We've been working on them for a long time because they're not just products, they actually represent a brand new platform from scratch for us with a modeling engine and kind of a new approach to modeling. That's the first all-new from-scratch thing that we've done in our 30-year history. So we have a cool banner over here. This is our 30th anniversary, Line 6.
Wow.
So, yay!
Yes.
Super exciting. And it required a lot of thinking, and we've collected so much data, and we've had so many discussions with our customers and our friends over the last decade since Helix was released. And we realized, well, man, we can't just build a better box. We have to build a toolbox of sounds and capabilities and control capabilities that can grow as our customers grow. Because Helix wasn't intended to be a platform. It was intended to be a box that we release, and then 3 years later we come out with the Helix 2 or whatever like that, and it ended up being 10 years. And it was very difficult to keep adding things because we kept running into roadblocks. It wasn't designed to be expandable. Whereas Helix Stadium was designed from scratch to be extensible for a long, long time. And the only way to really do that is because when you're designing stuff and you realize, well, we can't do that because we haven't built that into it, is to build everything ahead of time, knowing that we're going to supply this in a year, we're going to supply this in 2 years, we're going to supply this in 3 years, and including things we don't even know or haven't even thought about or even talked about because our customers haven't told us what they want yet. And to do that, it's very difficult. And it all starts with the hardware platform, which was designed completely from scratch. The audio specs actually best a lot of multi-$1,000 audio interfaces. The power supply is so over-designed because we need to be able to supply power to external devices that we haven't designed yet, which is why we have that Ferrite clamp on there, because we don't know what we are going to connect to it. We have one box that we have planned for it at this point. So, and it doesn't matter how good the hardware is if we don't have an engine to run on it. And we have a brand new Agora engine that Paul's going to briefly discuss, and we're going to hear a couple examples.
Yeah. So let's do it. So if you're familiar with Helix anyway, the original Helix, you know it sounds great. Agora models are next levels of dynamics. Just feel way, way better under your fingers as well. So even if you hear them here today, you like them, it's well worth plugging in and actually having a listen as well. It's a different experience. Just more and more detail, more and more dynamics, which means I can play softly. So I think we're on the Brit Plexi.
Is that? Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's the one I want. Yeah. So you can very much tell if I'm switching between fingers and plectrum. That sounds pretty good to me. Does that sound good? Yeah, good. Next.
Essex.
Okay, you're ahead of me. Again, very, very dynamic, and if I wanted to distort, I can hit hard, change pickup. Yeah, cool.
Sold out now?
No, let's do
Fender?
Yeah. So this is the US double. All those different tones just coming from, just changing the way you pick, changing the fingers that you use. And let's go solid 100. Drop D. Round of applause for the feedback.
Yep. So all these sounds and all these tools, none of it, who cares if you can't get what you want very easily and have fun doing it? So it's difficult to create a product and develop a product that is extremely powerful and it sounds great, but it's also really approachable and fun to use. And that was the big thing. It's like, how do we make something that's fun? If dialing in sounds is not fun, it's work. It's a means to an end. You're like, I just need to do this so I can play. I just want to play. So how do we get people to play more and have more fun playing? So let's see if we can't do that at the model level, because you have to do it at multiple levels, all the way from the parameter, all the way to the preset, all the way to the performance and the song, and we're going to look at all of that today. So at the model level, there's this weird sort of thing where people are arguing over what an amp is supposed to sound like. We've all done this in the room, and I've actually seen a couple of you made videos about this exact same thing. If you're really familiar with something like a Plexi, you're going to think it sounds a certain way. If you've listened to a million records with a Plexi, you're going to think it sounds a different way. And they sound very, very different from one another. So how do you supply that experience for both customers? And we thought about it in a lot of different ways, and we supply this thing for all Agora amps called the Hype Knob. And what it does is it tweaks a bunch of things behind the scenes. It adds additional filtering and EQ and some dynamics and some other magic sauce, where it can sometimes be subtle, sometimes it can be drastic. Some people hate it, some people love it, some people want more of it. Some people like it around 2.3 or 5, like me. What it does is it morphs from something that's hyper-realistic, if you're really familiar with that amp, all the way to something that is kind of processed like something you might hear on a record or anything in between. So Paul's going to play, I think, the Plexi, and I'm going to adjust the hype in real time. And what you'll notice is he'll actually change the way he plays, because the way you play in a processed studio environment is going to be different than how you play in front of the real amp. We talk a lot about trying to get the sound in your head into the processor as fast as humanly possible. And we talk about these things a lot. And one of the things, and everybody's seen this focus view when they see our website. And it's not just a pretty picture. In fact, the picture doesn't really need to be there. It's just we didn't want a big red box. So let's put something cool there. But the really important thing are these 5 zones we have here. And so what these represent are 5 distinct flavors of this amp. And because everybody hears or wants something different from that amp, what we've attempted to do is to supply those sounds as a starting off point so you can get to what you want very quick. So Paul's going to play, and I'm just going to move around to these 5 distinct flavors of this Plexi. This Fender.
You could do the Fenders. You could do whichever.
Which would you like?
Just matter. Just do that. That's fine.
All right, we'll do this.
They're all good.
Great. So it almost looks like a gimmick, or you think it's like, oh, who cares? It's like a chaos pad for an amp. Who cares? But this is where it gets important. So if you're in the heat of a gig, or if you're just in the studio and want to dial something up, you can sit there and you can twist knobs for 10 minutes and get it exactly what you want. Or you can be like, oh, that's actually kind of close to what I want. And in real time, you'll notice the parameters changing below the screen. Oh, that's kind of close. Now I can jump to the knobs and tweak. And then without having to go back to the signal flow view, oh, I want to tweak the trem. Oh, that's really close. Perfect. I want my reverb like there. Oh, that's exactly what I want. My delay, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. That's kind of close. Oh, let me maybe tweak this. So now you've gone from dialing in a sound that you like that might take 10 minutes to 30 seconds. More time to play, more time to have fun, and you get the sound that you're looking for faster. And we've gone as far as to, if you don't know what a particular parameter does, so for example, Z pre-post, what does that do? You tap it, it tells you what it does. So now You don't have to spend time going through the manual. It's all there for you. If you don't know how a particular factory preset is supposed to sound, sorry, I keep jumping back to the factory presets, Paul. Just remind me to go back. But if you don't know how a particular preset is supposed to sound, you plug in, you're like, I don't know if I like this. You can tap info. It tells you about the preset, what instrument was used, what playback system was used, maybe tips and tricks on what snapshots do for that particular preset. And if you still don't like it, you can tap the little clip icon. It'll actually play a clip through the preset. Or like, oh, I'm not supposed to gent through that. I'm supposed to do something else. So you now have a starting off point from the factory presets, and now it's like, tap what you want, tweak it. You've now gotten the sound you want almost immediately, and that was really, really important to us. And then we wanted to put some fun stuff in there as well. We're going to 3B, right? Oh, we were already there. So this
user.
Oh, user.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Paul. I asked you to help me with that. No. So this is, we have a bunch of fun stuff in here too, like an XY controller. You can map any parameter to the X or Y axis in 2 seconds, and you have what, a hand, like probably 5 or 6 parameters assigned, and
Yeah, so this is a feature that I've not used much on Stadium, but when I did go into it and assign some things, I realized how much fun it could be. And I think it would be great for sound design, and it's given me some sounds that I would never normally have. So for this, as you move the controller up, it's going to change the whammy effect or the pitch effect, and as you move it across, it's going to extend the reverb decay time and turn up the mix. So it's going to control both of those things. There's also a thing on there called rubber band, which returns it at whichever speed you want. So wherever you are, it's going to drag it back down. So yeah, let's have a listen.
go for it. Why did we do that? Because it's fun and it's cool, and who knows, maybe eventually you won't have to reach down on the floor to do it yourself, too. I don't know, but so Helix Stadium is all about providing a bunch of tools that you can fully ignore or take advantage of to get better sounds, more expressiveness, and we then extended that to the performance aspect as well. We want people to play more. We want people to engage with their bandmates, engage with their audience, engage with their congregation more. So we came up with this thing called Showcase. And we're going to pull up preset 3C. Is it? Oh,
you don't even need to do that. It will do it automatically for you.
Oh, that's right. I don't have to do anything. So what Showcase is, so when people see this, immediately they're like, nope. I don't want a DAW in my processor. It's not a DAW at all. It's very, very simple. It's 3 things. It's an audio player like an iPod that can take up to 8 simultaneous stereo tracks. It could take 1 song, and all you could do is load your 20 favorite songs in that you like jamming along with. And when you save it, it stores what preset was attached. So then with your feet, you can go in and choose the song, press play, and now you're jamming along with your 20 favorite songs, or 50 favorite songs, or 300 favorite songs if you'd like. The second thing is it's a playlist like Spotify or iTunes, where you can put all the songs in whatever order you want. You can choose whether it pauses at the end or just goes into the next song. And then you can create as many playlists as you want of up to 512 songs, and it's all stored on the card, right? And the third thing is, and this is what freaks people out at first, but if you understand it and think of it like Legos, it starts to make sense. And that is, we have these things called flags, which are events. And these are simply things that can take place during the song. And you could ignore it. So imagine you have a big room full of Legos, and you can build a slightly larger brick, Or you could take the exact same Legos and make Neuschwanstein Castle out of it. And you haven't learned any new skills to get Neuschwanstein Castle. You've simply added more Legos. And that's what Showcase is. It's like, what do I want to have happen during the song? So an easy thing would be, at the very beginning, it just recalls that preset like we talked about. Or I want it to change snapshots at measure 42. And to do that, this is how easy it is. I want snapshot 2. And then here I want to go to snapshot 4. That's it. Now I want a MIDI message, or I want a looper message. I can record what loop. I can record my looper, so I can jam on top of what I played in the first verse during the second verse. And I haven't learned any new skills. I've just dragged looper flags onto the timeline. If I want to control a keyboard, I drag a MIDI flag onto the timeline. If I want to, as we're going to see in a second, if I want to change PowerPoint, I drag a spacebar message to the timeline. That's it. You're just playing with Legos. There's no like, oh, I got to figure out how this feature works. It's the same feature. It's all within the same ecosystem. And that is the whole of Showcase. You guys now know pretty much everything other than maybe the Matrix Mixer. Matrix Mixer lets you have a completely different cue mix for everything for XLRs, quarter-inch, and headphones. So then the front of house doesn't have to hear the same thing. But other than that, it's super, super simple. And the big takeaway here is it allows everybody to put on a really cool show and have fun doing it. So instead of having to worry about, like, I'm not gonna bother with this. This is just it's too freaky. If anybody saw Scott Yule's demonstration yesterday at 3:30, mind-blowing. And it takes 15 minutes to program these things. And then suddenly your shows are way better, and you have more fun playing because you're not tap dancing on the foot switch. You're not worried about making sure that you pull up the right thing or hitting the wrong foot switch. It just happens for you. So now you're jumping around on stage, you're engaging with your bandmates, you're engaging with the audience, you're engaging with the congregation, you're having more fun playing. And that's what this all is about. It's just about a big set of tools to have more fun and make better sounding sounds. So we're going to do a song. I'm just going to call up the song itself because it will call up the preset. Actually, I'm going to load it real quick.
You running it?
Yep. Do you want to intro this?
I'm going to explain what's happening first. Great. First of all. So, as Eric said, super powerful feature. The fact that it frees me up to not have to press pedals on the stage. I think it's the only gig I've ever done where there's literally nothing on the stage in front of me, but it's going to be changing all those sounds. What it also does, Eric just touched on there, is actually you can set looper flags as well. So as this hits the first part of every song, it's actually going to record a loop, and then it's going to play that loop back again so that I can play over the top of it. And it's going to do that for every different song section that I go into. So there are no rhythm guitar parts on this piece of music at all. If you hear a rhythm guitar part coming out of those speakers, I've just recorded it seconds ago as that section went past. I also thought, like Eric again touched upon, the idea of me ever taking a big stage show and having like a projector or having screens, that kind of thing. I would never have thought about anything like that before. It just seemed like something that you'd have to get other people involved in. When I was learning about Stadium and learning about Showcase, it did make us realize actually I could connect this via USB, send out the hotkey information to the keynote presentation, and have it change the slides. I was wondering what kind of slides I would have, so I took my iPhone out and recorded a whole bunch of videos straight just from the iPhone, made them black and white, trying to be a little bit arty. But I'm sure you'll enjoy them.
My favorite slide is still the dog.
The dog's always everybody's favorite slide. And I've also put some information on there so you can actually read what's happening as well. It kind of spoils the artiness of it, maybe, having to have the information on there. Mm-hmm. But in a band situation, I could go to my local venue, have a projector in front of the stage, and it's going to change all of the slides in time as the song goes through. Really, an amazing feature.
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
That's our time. There may or may not be a unit in the room that has proxy running on it too. So if you really want to see some stuff, come see me after the show. We're doing just kind of like a sneak preview of that as well. Thank you everybody for coming. Scott Yule's video I think is going to be. Are we releasing that this week? Hopefully next week. Hopefully on the Line 6. Yeah. So check it out. It's awesome. It was really cool. Thank you, Scott. Thank you everybody for coming. Have a great NAMM. If you're flying, fly home safe. Tip your waitress.
Thank you very much.